Come on in, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes. It is episode 275 of Craft Roulette. And we've been waiting for you. We've been counting down those minutes as the slides went by. Those were so good. Those cards were so good. We're going to talk about them again here in just a minute. I am Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. This is Craft Roulette. If you are here because you joined us last week, we had 6 new people that put in cards last week. That's real good. But if you were here last week to see Tina and you came back for another round of Craft Roulette, welcome. We're glad you're here. And if you are here because we have a first-time guest, Hannah, she's really a nice lady. I think you're going to enjoy her. Welcome. We're glad to have you here as well. Sit back and relax because this isn't a class. Craft Roulette is not a class when we aren't going to sell anything in particular. So, just kind of sit back and relax. We're going to do some improvisational card making. We don't know what we're going to do yet, or I would tell you about it, but I can't. So what is Craft Roulette? Well, in a nutshell, it is the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are live almost every Friday night. And when we are here, where are my friends? They're right here with me at the Worldwide Craft Table because we just like hanging out. You guys have been here for quite a while, chit-chatting and having a good time, catching up. Hope everybody is doing okay. I know it's been a crazy week for a lot of folks. Real hot surgeries I'm seeing, anniversaries, all sorts of things going on in people's lives. Thank you for joining us, taking a little time and joining us. It means a lot to me and to Mr. Producer. If you were enjoying those slides, those were from last week. We had 393 beautiful cards sent in. And we had great parameters. We're going to talk about those and kind of give some hoorays and hurrahs to some of our achievers this week. In just a little bit, we had 9 videos, I think. I haven't seen them. I saw some, but I haven't seen them all. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm not doing real good on my time management, but we're working on it. So maybe I need an AI thing. Go through AI and tell it all the things I need to do, and it will make a schedule for me. Actually, that's probably a good idea. Maybe so. Anyway, those were great. Thank you so much for being a part of that gallery. You can see it all on craftroulette.live, episode 274. Man, what an inspirational gallery. Well done. Housekeeping, I don't have a whole lot. I do want to say Paper Ganza. I don't remember who it was, but someone asked for a printout of the supply list that the teachers are requesting. So you can go now to your ticket dashboard and go to somewhere.
It's pod planning, and it's at the bottom of the menu.
Pod planning at the bottom of the menu, and there's a print supply button. So you can have it, and so you can make sure, check it off twice, 3 times, all those things, to make sure you have all the things that you need to have. There's a lot of buzz going on around Paper Ganza. It's coming really fast. We have one more week and one more Friday together here, and then we will be live from the Marriott Hotel at the airport in Kansas City for Paper Ganza. We hope you will are planning on joining us. Just a heads up, we will be starting at half an hour later than usual.
20 minutes later.
20 minutes later?
6:30, the slideshow will start.
Okay, 6:30, the slideshow starts because that way our guests can eat. So we're gonna be shoving their faces full of food, and then so that we don't pan out to the crowd and they're all going, well, that's just not a good look. So we're gonna start a little bit later. It is corrected on the YouTube thumbnail there, so you can find it. Just want to give you that heads up. If you need to say hello, Mr. Producer's hand, let's pull back the curtain and say hi to Mr. Producer. Where is he? He's not here? Oh, my gosh.
1 second.
Hang on.
I updated Windows before the show.
Oh, always a problem.
Stuff is being weird. I didn't have time to go through the whole show and check everything, so of course stuff is being weird.
Of course. Oh, but I will take this opportunity then to make sure that you have your swap cards also, but that you're working on those for the Paper Ganza-ites. You need to have 11, and you will turn 1 in when you register, and then the rest we have a time to swap them. So make sure you get those taken care of because that's important, and we want those swap cards. It's part of our secret stuff that's going on. Anyway, I don't know if we're going to see his hand. I will just do my hand instead. And remind you, if you have not given us a Vinny, that is a thumbs up. We would appreciate it. Subscribe and hit that notification button. Love it. If you are watching a replay, please leave a comment. You can leave a funny word if you want. We are all about whatever you want to leave. It's just like YouTube enjoys having those comments, and so we want to do that for... Oh, there's that thumb. No kitty tonight.
Nope.
Yeah, I haven't seen the kitty much today, so he might be running around. Anyway, that's okay. Anyway, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, we'd appreciate it. We do have a couple spin sponsors of this month that are giving away their stuff to some of those people that have sent in some cards. And we'd like to thank Your Paper Insider. Charlotte will be with us next week. She's our contact with Your Paper Insider. And I know my box is in the mail. I can't wait. And Riley and Company, you know Tanya from... Tanya will leave an impression on you. She was on the show earlier this spring, and she's a lot of fun. She will also be at Paper Ganso. Looking forward to having her on. And, of course, we give away a Krog and a goodie bag each week. We also have merch. Oh, I got new merch on. Looky there. Duh. Murder, She Crafted.
We got members.
Oh, yes, members. I forgot the members, too, and I've got a lot on members. So, but yes, we do have some new... This is my new Craft Roulette shirt. I drew her. She's my little Jessica Fletcher woman from, inspired by Murder She Wrote. But I craft, so I don't write. So I made up Murder She Crafted. There's a whole backstory. We will spare you on that. We do want to say we are not sponsored by any company. We depend on the generosity and kindness of our membership group. And there's how you can become a member as well. We do have an after show tonight for Silver and Up. So if you are a member of Silver and Up, we would be happy to have you come and join us. We'll be talking about important things like paper, parameters, inks, and such. It's always a good time. Want to welcome some new members this week. Janina, I believe is how you say it. Janina. I practiced this, but I've had something in my mouth since then. Halitsky. I'm guessing. Thank you so much. And Merritt Mosbakken, I believe. Thank you so much for joining us. Sarah G. and Cheryl. Thank goodness. Sarah G. and Cheryl were easy. I appreciate you guys very much. Do want to say, go over to the content for members and just mess around and see what's over there for you. There's a lot of different things, and we hope you find something that you will enjoy. I know Member Show is very, very popular, as is the extended submission part of being a member. So want to say happy birthday to some July members. Cricket Wit, saw you on Facebook with saying thank you. Well done, Vicki Jensen. Deb Shaw, Deborah Capps, Denise Geyer, Diona Enery, Heather Wint, Joan Berry. I feel like I know you, Joan. I had a friend in high school named Joan. Catherine Schmidt, Kelly Hughes, that old geezer guardian. She takes care of old dogs. Kim Camacho, Lisa Gerber, Octavia Bryson, Patty Roca, Sue Masoner, one of our glitter fairies at Paper Ganza, Susan Tremper, Tamara Andrews. Haven't seen you on a call lately. I miss you. Tanisa Vlasic, owner of Trinity. Congratulations on our next birthday. And Teresa Newleib. You all have an envelope, but that's all the farther I've gotten. But those are for our birthday cards for July, and you'll be surprised. It'll be a surprise birthday card when you get mine. But thank you so much for being a part of our card exchange. And enjoy the cards that you will be getting from your friends that are fellow members. It's just a wonderful thing. I don't think there's anything else. Mr. Mike, you doing okay? You ready to have your picture taken with some lovely ladies?
Linda in the chat says, I thought the after party was next week. Is it this week?
I think it's this week, but
check.
we didn't have it last week because of 4th of July.
And then we're probably not going to have it next week because...
I'm just trying to fit one in.
Yeah.
Because of the
I'll check.
craziness. But yeah. So yeah, I think it's tonight, but We'll figure it out. So now.
On the website, it is in 7 days.
It is?
Yes.
Well, I never know what day it is.
Do you want to do it next week or this week? Because I'll change it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it this week.
Okay, I'll change it.
And then maybe we can do a short one next week.
Okay.
We'll just try to do 2 short ones. How's that?
Okay.
I'm up for it.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. Now, live from Arizona, first-time guest, Hannah C. Please welcome her to Craft Roulette.
Hi, everyone.
Yay! Well,
if the cheers didn't happen, that's the weirdness
there's
happening.
usually cheers, so I will go ahead and yell cheer for you. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Oh my goodness, those updates will get you every time. They really will. Well, welcome to Craft Roulette. We are so glad you're here. You're a busy little lady but we got you in the summer break because you're a teacher. And
Yes.
so we're glad that teachers have summers off because we get some great guests out of your summer off people. So
For
you
sure.
are in Arizona. Why don't you just introduce yourself? Because I think you're going to be new to a lot of people.
Yeah, of course. My name's Hannah C., and I go by Hannah C. instead of my full last name because up until a couple of years ago, I was in the classroom full time and I didn't want my students to find my YouTube channel. So I don't have
Makes
students
sense.
anymore. I guess I could start using my last name, but we're just gonna stick with Hannah C for tonight. My YouTube channel, maybe you've seen it, is mostly paper crafts, and that is because I mostly do paper crafts, but I also do all the crafts. So
Yeah.
I'm really not picky when it comes to being creative.
You just want your hands busy. Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty smart to stay a little bit anonymous. But yeah, welcome to the real world now, where you don't have students, you have adult students.
Adult students, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your craft journey. You're dabbling in all sorts of things, or mostly paper, and you can subscribe to her channel. Down in the description and title, you can find a link. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about what they might find on your channel.
Sure. Well, starting with my journey, my mom was a crafter, and like it was her job was a crafter. So we had a shop where she sold her crafts in our yard. And that's what she did full time. And so I got to spend a lot of time around the scroll saw and acrylic paint and dried florals. And we were often at craft shows and fairs and setting up the booth and tearing everything down and carrying all the boxes. And so I don't know that I'll ever go that route with my crafting and try to monetize and sell things. But being around that and always being in craft stores, I think I've tried every craft that exists. I would be shocked if we could come up with something that I haven't tried. And I love art. So when I was in high school, I liked all my classes, but I took every art class that they had to offer, and I just haven't stopped making. When I was in high school and college, I started getting into scrapbooking. And then at some point, I realized, wow, these scrapbooks are taking up a lot of space on my shelf. Maybe I should make cards because I can send them and I won't have to buy any additional supplies.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's a marriage. Those two. So yeah, they are
Yeah,
they are
but
cousins
I
for sure.
I was wrong about the buying additional supplies, of course, but
Yeah. I was gonna say you haven't bought a single thing since, right? No.
no, I haven't bought anything today.
Well, that shows great restraint. I bet you never buy anything on February 30th either, do you?
Never, not
Never.
once.
See how strong you are? Impressive. Totally impressive. Well, we are glad that you're here, and I look forward to getting to know you better. You guys already like her, don't you? Mm-hmm. I know you do. I know it. So, since this is your first time, gotta ask you, do you have any questions? I want to make sure you know everything that you need to know.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what I got myself into. So I was hoping maybe you could tell me, what is craft roulette?
Wow, we have a visually pleasing representation of what Craft Roulette is for you. Thank you for asking. Chatterbox, looks like you're in good form. Hi, Mari Clark. I was talking about you and your mean teacher face just a little bit before the show. And then Mr. Producer's got everything under control. We may not have cheers and all the things that we're supposed to have, but we'll get through this. And Miss Hannah, sit back and relax. We'll be back in just a minute after we find out what is Craft Roulette. Yay, excellent job.
Did somebody ask what Craft Roulette is?
In a nutshell, Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel, and everyone is invited to play along. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. The wheel has 24 spots to land on, but the spot it lands on might not always be a parameter. It could be a special, like guest's choice, a vetoed parameter, or other fun surprises. When you add the infinite creativity of our community and try and calculate the possible options, square the fun, carry the glitter, divide by the imagination, you end up with a near limitless amount of possible projects. Whoa. We invite a special guest on each week to share their unique spin on our challenge. If you'd like to participate, you don't have to create live with us. You can sit back and enjoy the show. Once the episode airs, you have around 50 hours to finish your own project using the same 4 parameters from this episode and submit, so don't delay too long. After your project is ready, take a photo and head over to our website. Use the Submit Contribution form to officially contribute. The form is open to the public and no membership is required. Everyone who contributes will be featured on our website, included in the next episode slideshow, and automatically entered into the next giveaway. When you visit www.craftroulette.live, you'll find all of our past episodes along with their contribution gallery, the current wheel parameters, info on how to participate, a calendar of upcoming guests, links to our spin sponsors, contact and prize claim forms, our shop, and a huge membership platform. But more on that later. And that's Craft Roulette. If you like what we do, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with your crafty friends who might enjoy it too. Everyone is invited to join in the fun. We like to celebrate around here, so before we spin for this week's set of parameters, we're going to look back at last week one last time and highlight some of our community's achievements. And now, back to the show.
Yay, the cheers are back. I miss my cheers and glitter and all the confetti in life. Yep, that is what we do every Friday evening. I'm already nervous about paper cans and Mr. Producer, but it's okay. It won't keep me up at night. Nothing does. But I just realized we only have one more show, and so I'm just like, well, that's something to consider. But the last week was fun. I thought hand and hands would be something you guys wouldn't like very much, but you said, hold my root beer in my hand. I've got this. I can do it. We had 393 contributions. We are up to 59,493. Are we going to break 60 this week? We'll see. There your pins are all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your sharing your inspiration with us. It's a wonderful gift. There was my crazy card. It was fun to make. You can see her little hands. And can you see the sparkler? I added a sparkler during the show. And there's lots of wonderful celebrations going on. We were on Independence Day, so I couldn't help but use Independence Day decorations for my colors. But it was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us. We also had a great guest, Tina Wan Kenobi, for her first time on Craft Roulette. Oh my gosh, there were a couple times during the week when I thought of Tina and her fan after her cats, and I just started laughing all over again. I enjoyed your company so much, Tina. Thank you so much. I saw that. You said you would do the cooking or you would do the cleaning if Marjorie did the cooking. So I think we've already got some plans for the future for you guys. She was in the Philippines, and so that was kind of fun to have an international guest on the show for our 4th of July. She will be joining us on World Card Making Day along with 11 other guests. If you haven't put that one down on first Saturday in October, we would appreciate having you join us. It's going to be a great afternoon of card making. Thank you, Miss Tina, and your kitty cats and mom. Appreciate you. Now we're going to invite back Miss Hannah because she's going to help us celebrate your achievements this week. This is the time where we welcome first-timers, talk about our major milestone achievers like 25, 50, 75 cards. Isn't that a remarkable thing?
Bring guest in button isn't working right now. I'm going to try and figure this out.
Okay. And you'll have to really holler loud Hannah, so we can hear you over the internet. Doggone it. And then we have our leading ladies, and we also have some major milestones. I said that one. We also have new to Mug Club. We have 1 new to Mug Club. That means they have sent in 100 cards. And we have 6 new to Club 52. That means they have sent in 52 weeks of projects. Amazing stuff. So I think, if we're ready, I'll go ahead and start. And if you can bring her in, that would be great.
If I can bring her in, I'm going to up. Yes, go ahead. I will start it right now.
All right. All righty. So my apologies, Hannah, but welcome 6 first-timers. Emma B. from Michigan. That's so cute. Lawn Fun is a very popular stamp set. Jameson B. from Michigan. So cute. Donna Sorochin from Canada. Oh, I love those games. Joy Ledbetter from Louisiana. Welcome. We're so glad to have you guys join us. Sandy Peppers. That's a great name. From Washington. And her pretty little hands there. That's nice. Ann Merritt Mosbacken. Welcome as a member. And for your first time contribution. We're so glad to have you. Our major milestone achievers this week include Lucinda S. with 25 cards. That's cute. Susie Moore, 25 cards. So many ways you used hands. It's so good. Crazy Cat Lady from Pennsylvania, 25 with the kitty in his little hands. Rebecca Howell, 50 cards. Congratulations. Yeah, those little hamsters, they really do have little hands, don't they? Mylene Blackmon from Maryland, 50 bucks, 50 cards. Kimberly Perry, congratulations on your 50th card. Yeah, you're there. Yay. Marilyn Hall from the Ozarks, 75 cards.
Cute.
Bertha Wilson from Michigan, 75 cards.
Look at that background.
I know, it works. Clocks of hands. Donna Dunn from Pennsylvania, 75.
Excellent layout.
There's our mug clubber, Janet Jenkins. Congratulations, Janet. Well done. Arlene Finnegan, 150 cards. Girl.
Love a dancer.
That's so pretty, isn't it? Paula Rice, congratulations on your 150th card. Beautiful. Camille Ernst has crossed the 200 line. Well done. Beautiful card, too. Just keep them coming because you're just getting good, you guys. Our leading ladies this week start with Vicky Ruda with 234 cards.
It's Wednesday.
Smurf Murphy with 235.
Always beautiful work.
Yes. Jackpot Muller with 236. 34, 35, 36.
Party on a card.
Kathy Herring, Wisconsin, 239.
Lovely.
Windy day. 5K now, 6K Lamone, 241. Nicely done.
Love it.
And our leading lady is Ellen Card Monkey Jervis with 252. Week after week, she hasn't missed. It's quite the amazing. Art. Yes, always. Even her simple cards are works of art. Club 52 welcomes Leanne from Pennsylvania.
Aww.
Carol B. from California. That's cute.
Excellent. Wagon of Flowers.
Becca Yarling from Florida.
I'd love to get that card in the mail.
No kidding. KC from AZ.
Yes.
That's the two of
KC.
us. Christy J. from Utah. There she's got her 52 going on there. And Wendy Haywood from Australia.
Cute, cute, cute.
Really cute. Club 52, we don't give you anything, so they started making their own congratulations cards. And so when you see a Club 52 card and it has a 52 on it, or congratulations, or a loving cup, or whatever, that means they have made themselves a card. And by golly, I like that. I do, because I don't have to do anything. But it's also because it's nice. Do you make yourself cards?
Oh, yes. I have a box of cards that are beautiful, and I would love to send them, but I've chosen to keep them instead.
Yeah, good choice, I think. Well, congratulations, everybody, on being in the Parade of Achievers. Thank you so much for joining us week after week. It is an amazing thing. And for you first-timers, well done. Way to blaze the trail. Hopefully we got some new ones coming in this week, too, because it feels good. It's that moment where you go, should I? And then you do it and you go, I'm good. What's going to happen?
So fun to submit your first card, and I hope some of my friends will be submitting their first card tonight.
Me too. I bet they make them some real good ones too. But we're going to talk about what we expect in a card here in a few minutes because we're going to spin for some new parameters. But thank you, one and all. And I hope we get to 60,000 this week. I think that would be real nice. That's quite a few, but we can do it. And our statistician, Gloria Davis, will tell us what that means in miles. Sometime or other. Oh, what a group. Well, you asked me before the show, Hannah, when our guests get nervous. This is it. So if you're not nervous yet, you're in good shape. Mr. Producer, bring on the parameters, would you please? There they are. You all centered, Mr. Wheel. I think you're fine. There they are. We will be spinning for one of those parameters in each column, and then we're going to go to work and make something after that. But first, we always talk about taking one of those parameters off each column based on what our members have voted in the poll this week. So, for project, what did our members veto? Postcard, 4x6 card, sorry, or best wishes, sorry by a long shot. That means if we land on sorry, we will spin again. And the wheel cannot make us make a card that is pathetic and says you're sorry. So we will just move on. And then for colors, what did the members decide they didn't want this week? Summer vacation, holiday, globe, or ancient?
Again.
I saw that one coming. Ancient is off the wheel. We don't want any pathetic, sorrowful ancient colors cards. That's just not our style. But it might be a real beautiful week if we get those. And most likely we wouldn't get them together. But we'll figure it out when we get there. And for element, what did those wise members vote off? Book cover. So we'll take book cover off. So if we land on that, we will spin again. And for random, I know, Jill McCauley, ancient can be red, purple, and deep blues. Exactly, with some yellow things. Wraps, and wrapping is off the board for the night. So if you didn't like those 4 parameters, you're happier already. If you wanted those, there's a chance you can probably fit those into whatever we get. Not necessarily, but you could possibly. Now, Hannah, this is a big moment. Do you want to veto something?
I do. My first veto was going to be the sorry card, so thank you for taking care of that one for me. I also don't want to make a square card, and it's because I don't like paying the extra postage. So,
if it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, you don't. It just has a little wiggle room in an invitation size envelope.
I see. Yes, that is a good workaround.
Yeah. Oh boy, I know how to do these things. I've been in this seat a couple weeks. So yeah, but square card is off. We don't have to. That doesn't mean that if we get something like purse card, you can still make it a square purse card. You still can. But that's what I mean when we say we vetoed it, but we might be able to use it. Because we don't have a not square card that we would have, then you wouldn't be able to. Yep. So, number 1 is guest choice. What did you choose for your guest choice in project then?
So I'm starting bold, and I love cards with bookmarks. That little extra element and something that they can use other than just the card to display.
Okay, all right. I like those too. I know exactly what you mean. Just adds a little something, even though we do a lot of stuff on our phones. But books are still good. So, okay, card with a bookmark would be your first choice. How about colors? You're not going to do ancient, are you?
I'm not doing ancient, no. And I'm actually team rainbow, so we're going rainbow.
Number 14, team rainbow
is. Number 14.
That's all right. And for element?
7 birds, please.
Oh, birds. We don't get that often. There's a lot, there's like people that don't like birds.
Ooh, I did not know that was a thing. I love birds.
I do too. Well, I hope we get them, actually. I like them. And for random?
Let's do number 10, white dots.
White dots are good. White dots are good. I can see this card would be, would you put your bird on a bookmark, or would it be carrying a bookmark?
There would be birds everywhere. Birds on everything. Just put a bird on it.
Just put a bird on it. Now, Jay Thomas always says put a cat on it. But birds are good to add to. And there's so many ways you can make them if you don't have them.
Sure.
Or something that is related to birds. But we will talk about that if we get it. Well, I think you've got a pretty good idea of what a card would look like with your choices. I think it would be a great card. The record is 2 choices that were spun for. So, is that the right way? Spin, spin, spin. Okay, here we go. Let's get him off the first one, just for a warm-up. You guys like those, right? Yeah, they're saying be nice, Mr. Wheel. Get a load of that. For project, will we get a card with a bookmark? Or will we get something that she can add a bookmark? Number 14. Ooh, it was really close. Include an ATC. If you don't know what that is, we will be talking about these things in just a minute, but that could be a bookmark. For colors, will we get something that works along the lines of rainbow? Number 15. Boy, we are close to your choices, Mr. Wheel. You're just a little brat. Starry night. There could be a rainbow in a starry night, but you may not see it, though. Or element. Well, what are we going to do? Get Western right next to birds? Nope. Down. Ah, birds have down. Oh.
Okay.
For random. Down of a thistle, down of a... Oh, you got one, girl!
Yay!
You got number 1, so we're going with white dots. White
Perfect.
dots it is.
Perfect.
Is your brain going? Starting?
I've got ideas.
See, this is so easy. This is so fun. I'm going to give you a few minutes, too, while I give my speech, and you can start really formulating some ideas. Because this is a challenge, and it's not the Hannah and Mary show. We would love to have you play along with us. All those cards that you saw in the achievements and all that, those are just folks out watching the show saying, I'm making this card, I'm joining them. This is too much fun. This is going to be, we say it's your art project. We aren't going to tell you what to do. We don't have any specific supplies for you to use. We don't tell you how to use a certain technique or anything. We just throw you in the deep end and said, honey, swim. You just have fun with it and do your best expression artistically. The parameters do all have to be included in your project. They can be the focal point or they can be quietly included. It's up to you. They can have a variety of things. You saw how differently people used hands. They use it sometimes very literally, like hands on a clock or hands on a person, but then they took it very interpretively, like little hands that a hamster might have. We welcome kids of all ages, clear up into their 90s and probably into their hundreds if they are still making cards. That would be great. And if it's your first card or your millionth card, we don't have any requirements as far as talent levels or experience. We just want you to have a good time and join us. We'd love that so much. Your project could be very classic, very simple. Use some pretty pattern paper, some stamped images, colors, nothing that something that you may be very familiar with. Or it can be very interpreted. You can do collage and paintings, and it doesn't say anything about having to use this or that or the other. So maybe you'll do something with a painting or gel, or we have, like Nima often does a painting. So there's all sorts of things you can do. You can use mixed media or whatever you like. The projects do need to be family friendly, so I don't blush, which is basically preschool. And then, there you go. Let's fan, girl. Let's fan. You're in Phoenix, man. I bet it's hot there. And it also has to be handmade. We'll tell you later in the show how to make your card and submit it. But that's it. All these parameters are Ooh, we're getting a thunderstorm. They are doable, and let's break this down. So, you wanted a bookmark. An ATC is a little card 2.5 by 3 inches big. Isn't it? Isn't that what it is? It's called an artistic trading card, and people would make them and trade them. And I know Biddy Penny has made quite a few lately on her channel. So have you made them before? You've probably made everything.
I have. And I love them. And if I didn't go with bookmark, I was tempted for ATC, but I also didn't want to upset the chatterbox if it's too hard. But I'm excited we're doing it.
They're always good to play too. But sometimes we just make them have to, figure it out at the same time. And then they'll complain a little bit, but then they say, oh, I got this. I can do this. It's fun. ATCs, they're just little cards. So you could put that as a focal point, or you can put it in a pocket. You could have it pop up if you opened it. It's up to you. You could put multiple ones on an A9 if you wanted to. So you can put them in a band. You can put them on a gatefold. You can put them with a fox. You could put them in a box. It's anything, and it doesn't say it has to be a card. It just has to have an ATC. So if you're in the mood for a 3D project, you could do that as well. So that'd be good on a slimline or a square, whatever you feel like. It could be your focal point. Maybe it could be a mat for a focal point. Yeah. Or it could be a bookmark. Yeah. So then Starry Night, that's not quite rainbow.
No.
What kind of colors does Starry Night mean to you?
Well, I think of maybe navy and then some white dots for stars, but also, it's been really popular forever to do these galaxy backgrounds that have a rainbow and then the sooty black over the top. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely an option.
I think of Van Gogh also with his Starry Night paintings with the bold yellows and bold blues. So because it's a color parameter, it doesn't mean that you have to have a starry night on your card. It just means that that's going to be the colors that are inspiring you.
People are saying that ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5 inches.
Oh, I thought I had it wrong, but I wasn't surprised. I knew somebody would know. That's why we have you. Way to go, Chatterbox. Numbers are what?
Math is more art than science on this show.
We don't stick to those hard and fast rules with numbers. But dark blues and purples, those are all good ideas. It doesn't mean that you have a star can be different colors too. There's red stars and blue stars, and so those can all be you can all intertwine those colors into your card too, or your project. So, Van Gogh, I think is a great idea because he's so bold. And if you are coming to Paper Ganzo, there's a couple Van Goghs at the Nelson Art Gallery. You can really sense his presence in them. I can't be around them too long because they get a little bit too intense for me. But they're amazing, and you can really feel those big brush strokes and such. He was quite the fellow. Down. Did that make your stomach sink? Did it go down?
That one, that's the toughest of the three. I don't have a great idea yet, other than, I guess an element could be down on the card versus up on the card. So it could be toward the bottom. Some sort of down arrow, maybe. The down for feathers. I mean, that definitely makes sense.
Yes, it could be critters from Australia. Nicely done, Jacinta.
Santa goes down the chimney. I'm down with that. You could have a sentiment. This is birds have down.
Birds are little fluffy down things. That's exactly right. Downhill, downfallen, downhearted. Nicely
downtown.
Done. Hey, Laura, see you soon. Downtown. That's a good one. Down the road. Yeah, you can use it as a noun. Get down as a verb.
Downton Abbey.
Oh, oh, Kelly, what an idea. Yeah. See, but you could pull in a bird. So
Oh, yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be fun too. Because
Yeah.
I thought there were just a lot of things you could do with down, and apparently you got it right. Down pillows, rain comes down, things that come down, snow comes down. Mm-hmm. Yep, a down to drink. That sounds like a good idea. Down on the farm,
A shooting star.
a shooting star comes down. Down blanket. Yeah. See, boy, howdy. There's a lot of things you can get down with down. So it's going to be hard to pull it in, I think. And then white dots. So what's your favorite white dot kind of thing to do?
Just white dots. Yeah, nothing too fancy. Dot, dot, dot.
Do you use markers
Highlights.
or?
I used to use some white gel pens, but I've recently switched to a white acrylic marker, and
Oh.
it's good. You'll get to
Yeah.
see it.
Good. And it doesn't mean that you have to use a lot, but you could use a lot. So if you want to use the Starry Night kind of thing, that would be, and as an image, you could, and then have the white dots as part of that. We had, what did we have the other night? And when Justine was on, and there were lots of constellations. It was really cool. I don't remember what the parameters were, but it was good. It was good. Snow, white dots can be snow falling down. That's right, Christina. Yeah. What comes up must come down. How about those cards? Do you do a lot of interactives? Like you pull on it and one comes up and one goes down? You could do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Could do some interactives.
It might
that-
have been the space with Christine Bertram.
Maybe so.
Space as an element.
Maybe so. I thought it was Justine, but yeah, airplanes go up and down. Yep, elevators go up and down. I don't know how you do that with a card, but yeah, there's a lot of different things. What are you thinking? Are you thinking you're going to be okay?
I think I will figure this out. I haven't
Okay.
decided for sure, but I think I'll come up with something.
All right, I think you will. We're going to give you a few minutes to gather some thoughts and gather some supplies while we watch some kind of ad about some sort of thing. And then we'll be back to get down tonight. Here we go. Get down tonight and make something. Join it. What is in review? In review, our craft roulette. On Wednesdays, tune in, don't forget. 3 acts await each night anew, with fun and creativity just for you. Act 1, Mail Call, a joy to see. Your lovely letters sent with glee. Snail mail shared with hearts so true. Your crafty spirit shining through. Act 2, Card Showcase, a deep dive. Random picks that come alive. Discussing love for each design. Crafted cards that truly shine. Act 3, Whodunit Game, Detective's Call. Catch Miss Mary in her crafty thrall. A mystery unfolds, a clue to chase. Find the card she tries to case. Guess the crafter, be quick, be smart. Reveal the one who played their part. In live chat, declare your clue. Solve the case and win a prize, too. Live on air with Mary Gun Fun. Crafting joy for everyone. Join us live, be part of the show. In review, where creativity flows. Craft Roulette, a fun-filled sight. Wednesdays await with crafty delight. Subscribe now, don't delay. In review, a crafty play. Send your mail, crack the case. In our world, joy finds its place. Join the fun. Let's craft together for happily ever after, now and forever. I'm back. Are you ready? Do you liking this? Are you getting lots of ideas already? You may have noticed I got a new haircut. I went over to JD's house today. I know you probably need to hear that because you need some chocolate about now. But I did go over to JD's today. He had been playing at a local kid place called Wonderscope. It's amazing. And he was absolutely exhausted, just lying on the couch, having his little pacifier. I came over. He didn't realize I'd even come in the house, and he saw me, and I could see his little mouth open into a smile underneath his pacifier. That kid. And then little Lukey is getting bigger. He's starting to smile. So, Beezy. They are so cute. And I think, when did I say this? I don't know when I said this, but I don't think Luke will be joining us at Paperganza, but I think JD is. So that'll be fun. Okay, so I cut something into an ATC size so I don't forget. I may use it. And then I've got this wonderful cat stamp. Add a cat, Jay. I'm here for you. And I got it as a gift a couple weeks ago, and I am so sorry. I cannot remember who sent it to me, and I love it. So if you are here and you can help me out and tell me who you were that did this, because I've had it laying out here, so I will use it because it's so cute. So I think I'm just going to do a yellow cat. So I've got the colors of Starry Night. I've got the dark blue, and I'm going to use yellow and that sort of thing. I think that'll be okay. We won't have to do all the other, but he's such a cute little kitty. I think he's going to be fun to use. I'm just not sure how I'm going to fit him on a big card. Boy, I guess I could do it this way. And he could kind of hang off. And then it would still be an ATC. And I wonder, okay, give me your opinion on this. Do ATCs do they have to be loose on a card, or can they be stuck down? These are big questions. These are big, big questions in life. And you are the people that will answer it for me. Salty for LD, yes. Having a little variety, sweet and salt. It's a trading card. Okay, so you're saying it needs to be loose. Or it can be stuck down or whatever you like. There you go. Irene. To be a true ATC, it would be loose. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I gotta I gotta mind my manners. Whew. Probably loose. Okay. Well, I like that idea though. I can do that. A pocket holding an ATC is always good. Yep. Nima, I think you're right. It could be in a pocket. We can do this. What are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna make it loose? Both are fine, Allie Cope. I like the way you think, but I will try to behave.
Mari says paperclip it on.
Oh, Mari, you are back. Your brain is working. I like that idea a lot. Well, Mary does make the rules. It is her show. I'm just trying to be nice. It's not easy. Catch me on a good day. You just caught me on a nice day. Whoops. I'll just drop Mr. Wheel on his head. Since he's going to be yellow, I'm going to put a little clear embossing powder on him, see if that helps so I don't get smeared. Okay, so I have been treating myself. Does anybody else, what's her name? Something Nelson. She does like cute little redhead thing that does watercolor. What? Andrea Nelson. Does anybody else follow her? He has the stretchiest pants. Anyway, she was showing that she had been doing some secret art, and her secret art was one line drawing where you don't. Yep, you love. Yeah, she's good, isn't it? Yeah, she's good. Where you don't pick up your pencil and you just make something, and you don't pick up your pencil, you just keep drawing. So I thought, I haven't done that in a while, and I was never very good at it, but I'm going to do it. So I've been doing that in the mornings in my sketch pad. And it's been so much fun. I've been doing birds, oddly enough. So I did a bald eagle today. My hummingbird was kind of misshaped, but it's been really fun. If you don't follow Andrea Nelson, I don't remember. I think it's just Andrea Nelson. I think she has an underscore somewhere. But she's very cute and very unintimidating. And I think she would just love everybody to enjoy watercolors. So I would suggest her. And then try some of that. It's really fun. Maybe I'll get my sketch pad out for tonight's call if you want to see what I've been doing. It's fast and furious. I don't do anything very, very good.
I did reschedule the Zoom call on the site. So if you added it to your calendar, it will still probably be in your calendar for next week, but I moved up next week's Zoom call to this week. So if we do another Zoom call next week, we'll add a new one.
All right. We'll just keep working on. I did feel, usually we do 2 a month, and I thought, oh man, I can't do it on the 4th of July. So then I was thinking, I thought I did it the 2nd, but that's not our usual one. But, and that's where I got confused. I confuse myself often. Thank you. Okay, this little guy is pretty cute. He's pretty cute. And it says hang in there, so don't fall down. Don't come down. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing that. Tell her she should be on Craft Roulette while you're over there. She's not likely to be on Craft Roulette, but at the same time, she's very nice. And she has little shrimp and things. She does interesting things. She's a very, very talented person. Okay, so this guy is... I'm going to do the Van Gogh kind of stuff. Oh! We are hearing from Phoenix. It's time to come back in. That's a good sign. That means you have something figured out.
That's the hope.
Are you under your camera right now?
I'm moving my hands around. Let's see. Let's.
Okay. We'll get her back. Oh, yep, there she is. There's
And
my
can you
Starry
hear me?
Night, too.
Okay,
So
so
I'm gonna get
let's hit the button. And perfect. Okay.
There is some green. Cool. All right. Well, Dish, what you got going on?
So I'm so excited about ATCs because I actually just ordered this new set from Mama Elephant that is to make not only artist trading card size, but it has like all of these areas where you can make your card into like a trading card, like a Pokemon card or
fun.
Magic the Gathering or something. I don't play any of those games, so but I've seen them. I've seen them.
There you go.
So I thought it would be so fun to use this new die. And I have this great Spellbinder set with a goose. And check out this perfect sentiment. I'll be your up when you're feeling down.
Oh.
So I'm going to put one of my
that's real
geese
good.
on my card. And yeah, that's the idea. And then I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go with the starry background, which, you know, I can't figure out how to make that work for the goose. I was trying to think, how could I make him like an astronaut helmet or something? So we'll see. We'll see if it gets there. But otherwise, it's nighttime for my little silly goose.
Well, geese have night times too. I sure do.
Yes.
Well, those are so cute. Did you find it hard to figure out what you wanted? See?
I found it harder to find what I was looking for because I'm
'Cause you're
reorganizing my craft room. And
mhm.
I've always had all of my stamps organized by company. And last
Okay.
week I reorganized them by theme, which
Oh,
is
dear.
definitely going to be better.
Yeah.
But the boxes are not in any sensible order. So it just took me an extra minute. But
Well, I didn't notice any big time lapse or anything, so you did great.
well, thank you.
Well, let the crafting begin. Did you see? So you have a dog and you like birds. How do you feel about cats?
I am obsessed with cats, Mary.
Oh, okay, good.
Obsessed with cats.
All right,
Yes.
okay, because we got a lot of big cat fans around here. I didn't want to make sure that, yeah, they're fun, aren't they? Except at 5:30 in the morning, but other than that, they're usually pretty fun.
Yes, I love everything about cats, and well, it's sad, so we won't talk about it. But I had a cat, and my dog did fine with them, but we can tell, he's really happy as an only pet, and so
Yeah.
we're gonna let him live out the rest of his little doggy life, and then I'm gonna adopt a lot of cats.
A lot of them, not just a cat, but a lot of them.
Probably two. We want kittens from the same litter, but we've also considered getting three. And when I was in the classroom, I actually always used to tell my students, because I was a young teacher and I didn't really want them to know what my life was like. I used to tell them that I had 16 cats. And so they would ask me, what did you do this weekend? And I would say, oh, just hanging out with the cats, and I would make up wild stories about the cats.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, but I only had one. So
Did they ever go? That's wonderful, though. That's a good deflective kind of, yeah. That makes them wonder, too. It's like, oh, what did you do? I love it. I love it. That's very fun.
Yeah, no, I love cats, though.
You have cat names already picked out and everything?
We're going to wait to meet them, but my
That's
husband
smart,
and
yeah.
I definitely do talk all the time, like, oh, we should name our cat this. So, yeah.
Well, we've had so many cats. But currently we have Kerwin, who is so funny. He was a stray, born on the street. At 7 weeks, he was rescued by my daughter and then came to live with us. But he is so not a street cat. He so loves being inside and being absolutely pampered all the time. And so it's funny that he knew. And he said, I cannot be on this street. Mom's kicked me out. I cannot be doing this
He got
thing.
himself adopted.
He did, by being noisy and
He just went up on a doorstep and just started meowing,
yelling.
hollering.
So he's a little wiry, funny guy. But then we also had Tossie, who was also a stray. And Tossie was named because we had a dog named Caber, who was a border collie, which is from Scotland. And so we had Caber, and Caber is a game that they play at the Scottish games. And they'll take a great big telephone pole, basically, called a caber, and run and throw it. And it's called the caber toss. So we had Caber and Tossie. So names, you do have to know it's smart to figure out who they are before you commit to their moniker.
I had thought I was going to name my cat Garth Brooks, but I'll tell you, that is not an easy name to call an animal. I mean, imagine Garth Brooks. And of course, he would have ended up with 100 nicknames, but we ended up naming him Luke Bryan, and that was a great cat name. So Lukey, Lukey Duke, that kind of thing.
That's cute.
Yeah. Garth is just not. Yeah, it's
Garth?
not a good cat name. Garth.
No, it sounds it's that TH is just hard.
Yeah, and
Or
that
something.
R, that hard R.
Arf. I think he would probably resent that.
I think so too.
The cat. Yeah, not
Yep.
Garth. But the cat. Probably wake you up multiple times in the middle of the night saying, Garth. It's not. Oh, there's our kitty. There's Kerwin himself.
Hi, Kerwin.
Now, Kerwin loves his dogs. We have dogs also, and he loves them. They're just all one big happy family. So sometimes you get real lucky that way with the critters all finding peaceful lives.
Yeah.
But it's no fun if it's not.
Absolutely.
Well, I kind of like this little yellow kitty.
It's looking very cute, Mary.
I have some questions. Thank you. I have some questions for you from our members. It's one of their perks that they get to ask questions of our guests. And they're pretty good this week, I got to say. Roberta Sadler says, welcome to the show. And she says you are a new crafter to her. And she asks, what do you prefer die cutting? White cardstock, then adding color, or do you go with the colored cardstock?
Well, tonight I'm doing white and I'm coloring with my acrylic markers. And it really depends for me on how many pieces I have, because if there's a lot of pieces that need cut out, I'm definitely going to use white. It makes more sense time-wise than, 10 little sheets of different colors of cardstock and each one has a tiny little die. I don't have the patience for that.
That's tough.
Yeah, but if they're bigger pieces or there aren't that many, I do love colored cardstock. So I'm not anti-cardstock for sure, but it's a very good question. I actually asked that same question on my channel this week.
Oh, is that right?
Funny. Yeah.
And what was the basic answer? Were you asking your viewers or?
Yeah, I was alive and I was coloring. You know what? Maybe it was last week. Now I think it was last week. But we were coloring and the crowd was mixed. Same thing.
Mixed. Yeah.
Just depends. It's nice to have options.
It's true. Well,
if I could only have one, I would go white.
Oh, well, that if you have a lot of inks and such, you're good. But some people they have more paper than coloring media and
sure.
So, yeah. And it's kind of what you get used to. When did you did scrapbooking in high school? And then card making started. So you've been making cards. How did you develop your card making skills?
Honestly, I think it came down to pop-ups. So I really enjoy the field of paper engineering. And so paper engineering includes all the different types of pop-ups and all the different things that you can do by folding paper. And I've wanted to do a lot of things in my life, but I had thought for a while that maybe I would create pop-up books. And so when I started getting really into that, I thought, well, instead of trying to do a whole book, I could just make cards and then send them out. And that would be great practice. So I think that's where it all began, actually.
Well, pop-up cards are great. They're great fun.
They are. But it's funny because I don't make very many of them anymore. It's more of a novelty than anything.
But that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe. And there's nothing that says you can't do those things someday.
Oh, absolutely.
You can always go back to it.
when I taught high school math, so I'm a teacher. I'm out of the classroom at the moment, but I still work for my district. Um, the last classes that was teaching were high school math, and it was geometry. And so I taught my
Mm.
students about paper engineering because there's a lot of geometry involved in that, and
Mm-hmm.
they love it.
Yep. Yep.
They
That's
love
good
it.
stuff. That's a good way to hands-on teach, I think.
Yeah.
Much a little nicer than theorems. I don't know, but
Oh,
just
Mary, I
thinking
love
that.
theorems.
Oh, well, they have to be there to make the other things work, but I appreciate that.
Someone's got to do it, right?
Somebody does need to do it, and it would be bad if it was up to me. So we all have purpose. And that's how I feel about the galleries too. Everybody has something to offer.
Absolutely. What I really love about card making is that it gives me a chance to do basically all of the things that I'm interested in that could deal with paper.
Mhm.
So I can color, I can die cut, I can stamp, but I could also draw, I can practice calligraphy, I can do a pop-up, I can add dimension that's maybe a feather, felt, or just, I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's just a small canvas and then you just make art on it. And I love that.
It's exactly right. And some of them are so incredibly, they're just little miniature art pieces. That's all they are. And we get to benefit from them. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Okay, I shouldn't have cut those off. So we'll just add them and we'll pop him up and it'll be fine. Life will go on. It'll be good. Is this the right color? I hope. Well, we'll find out. There we go. We'll just do them both then. We're okay. So one thing, when I started card making with people, I was a close to my heart consultant way back in the day, and we would have card clubs. Now you have a craft club, do you not?
I do.
Tell
I
us
do have a
about
craft
that.
club. Yeah, so I have a bunch of crafty, wonderful, I have to start with that, wonderful crafty girlfriends. And they all do different things. There's not a lot of card makers in the group. And so I host, it's about once a month, a little crafternoon tea party at my house.
Oh,
And I started it a year or so ago with the idea of just trying to create some more community. I feel like when I was younger, it was really, really easy to meet up with friends. And now it feels like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks out is what we're scheduling with each other. And I figure, if we're going to schedule that far out anyway, like let's get something on the calendar.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah, and I love to host. And so it's just it's fun for me to get everything together. Sometimes there's a theme, sometimes it's bring your own craft. And it's really, really, really fun to see what everybody else is working on because it's always something different.
Oh, that sounds great. Good for you.
Yeah. I'm also part of an online group, though, that I have to mention. Some of those ladies are definitely watching tonight.
Yes.
And it's a Facebook group that's a card swap group. And we've been swapping cards for years. And I've had the opportunity to meet some of them in person, but we also chat on video calls on Discord. And some of them are doing a little watch party right now. So special shout out to them. Thanks for watching,
welcome,
ladies.
gang. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
But yeah, I've got to meet some of them in person, and it's just been really wonderful to get to connect with people from all over the world through card making.
You're preaching to the choir right here. Absolutely. We have I think we could sit down with people we've never met, and we're going to do it, aren't we, guys, in just a couple of weeks, and just have the bestest time. We'll see. We'll see if this theory works. I think it will.
I think it will too.
That's good for you. I'm glad that you're doing it because you don't have to make it real hard. You can make it very, very easy. I think it doesn't have to be
Absolutely.
a whole lot of hubbub.
There's beauty in simplicity, and I feel like a lot of us are always trying to do too much, myself included at the top of that list.
Yeah, I bet. It's easy to overdo, overplan, and you want to do even more, and that's the
Oh yeah.
like, oh, I would like to do that, but oh, little kitty, you're so cute.
I
Now,
told
what
my
would you name this
husband
kitty. Oh, go ahead.
I told my husband a few weeks ago that I was going to start bookbinding and
Oh.
making homemade paper. And he said, and I quote, "Do you really need another hobby? Do you think you need another hobby?" And I thought about it for a second. And I said, it's actually just an extension of the hobbies I'm already doing. So there you go.
Justified.
And it's
Justified
true.
in just a few moments.
And I won't even need to buy any extra supplies.
Do you make a lot of folios and such, or is it
Some, yeah. I wouldn't say
journals
that I've
or-
made. Yeah, if it's made of paper, I just want to do it. Yes.
There's something about that paper. It's good stuff. It's so versatile.
It really is. And for the most part, at least the paper is inexpensive.
Right.
So some of the
it's
other
kinda
things, maybe not
precious.
as much.
Yeah. Well, absolutely.
Even the highfalutin paper isn't terribly expensive compared to some other mediums. So
Well, and golf. That's the one I always draw back on. Poor golf. But that's expensive. But paper's really cheap compared to tea time, I think.
yes.
But you can keep score on that cute little card with that cute little pencil when you play golf. That's kind of fun.
I did competitive country dancing for a while.
Oh, how fun.
And it kind of ruined me as far as money goes because I did a lot of private lessons and
Oh.
they're very expensive. But when you think like, oh, well, I spent $100 on that one dance lesson. Like I could spend $100 on craft supplies today. Like no big deal.
You probably get a lot more than an hour
Yeah.
lesson or something, but still.
It's made it easy to justify, which is maybe not a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Don't worry. Okay, little kitty. Almost done with that cheap foam tape. That was the craft club question was from Linda Veal, by the way.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that question, Linda.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Deborah Nuss asked, "Are you nervous about doing craft roulette?" But I don't think you are. I think you've hit the hard part and you're not having trouble at all. What do you think?
I was nervous that I was going to be nervous. So,
That makes sense. That makes sense. It does.
because sometimes, you think like, oh, no big deal. It'll be great. And then you get in the moment. And I think, we should get a little adrenaline when we're doing exciting things. And I was nervous I'd get a little bit of stage fright because that has happened to me many times in my life. But
Aw.
what I was telling myself all week is like, this is such a great opportunity. Just have fun. Just enjoy
go.
it.
There you go.
So
Good self-counsel.
I'm
I'm
better at
glad you are.
counseling other people than myself, but I try.
Well, that makes sense too. It does. We don't take our own advice very well sometimes.
No.
Look, is that an ATC or is that an ATC? I think that is an ATC. We'll put that somehow or other. Maybe clip it on. I'm thinking we may clip it on there. Gonna make a little white one. So this is 2.5 by 3.5. If you are just joining us, this is Craft Roulette. We are here with Hannah C. We are making a project that includes an ATC. Starry Night for our color inspiration element is down. And then white dots. We have to include some white dots. Now, we're not going to go through all the talk that we went through earlier, but there's some great discussion and ideas earlier in the show. So if you want to know more about how to use those, scroll back. We will be getting some great cards in our gallery. We'd love to have yours in our gallery as well. So check out craftroulette.live for more information, or stay tuned and we'll tell you how to play along with us. And this is a little darling kitty.
So cute.
He's hanging in there and he hopes he doesn't fall down.
Yeah.
Sassy, Sarah Liz asks, is Hannah using a die for card? And she would like to know. It looks very nerdy. She would like to know which one.
So the die I'm using for my ATC it's new. It's from not the latest, but the nearly latest release from Mama Elephant. It's called Artist Trading Card. And it comes with just these 2 dies. But this one cuts out the frame and then the inner frame. And then it gives you, I've got it upside down. It gives you space where you could put in a little symbol here. You could name a power or something for the card, put a little description, and then you can do your image right here. And it literally just arrived a couple of days ago. And so I was really excited to get to use this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to add to my collection because I do love to make ATCs, and I've got tons of ideas of how I want to use this, including things like different characters from different movies and shows and things. I have a lot of fandom sets, and I feel like it would be really fun to make, a little card with one of those characters and put a little funny saying inside there and send it off to someone. And it's such a small canvas. I mean, you could make one of these really, really quickly. So
let's see, we're going to ATC this guy right on.
There were also questions about the pen you were using, I think, for the splatter.
Oh, yes. This is from scrapbook.com, and I love a lot of their products, including this. I have a white one and a black one. And what I like about this is I don't need to get the ink from something and then grab a brush and grab a surface. You can it works just like the Wink Estella pen that you were showing in Revue, Mary. So it's the exact same idea as that. All the ink's inside, and then you can just kind of tap on the lid and then put it away. So it's a great little tool.
It doesn't get dry or clog or anything?
I don't think so. I have not had any issues with it.
That sounds intriguing. Oh, looky there. Looky there what you're doing. How cute.
It is a nighttime down goose. I guess I should have made sure my sentiment fits in there. Oh, it does.
Woo!
Yeah.
Lucky night.
But I've got to figure out what I'm going to put up in the top. And I'm having a hard time reading the chat while I'm chatting and crafting. So, Mr. Producer, if you hear any great ideas for how I can make my goose more suited to space, I really was thinking I want to make him an astronaut helmet, but maybe somebody in the chat box has another idea.
Some sort of breathing apparatus or something.
You don't think there's enough oxygen in space for a goose?
Don't know how much they need, but I doubt that there's enough. Even
In space, no one can
Even
hear you
then.
honk.
Honkers in space.
So when I cut my die originally, I forgot to pull off the little tab with the mama elephant symbol, and it's indented into my paper, so I do have to cut that again.
Might do a little vellum pocket there.
We're getting jetpacks.
Ooh. Ooh.
A round piece of acetate to look like a helmet.
Oh, I might be sold on that. That's easy. We'll just hole punch a little acetate circle, and I don't know how I'll adhere it, but
Carefully.
yes.
I would suggest
I think that will
just
work.
carefully.
I almost ran the die through again without clipping this little tag off, so that would have been a minor fail.
Minor. That's the key word there, minor. We have so many good veterans of Craft Roulette. They come up with ideas so fast.
Yes, I love the crowdsourcing.
Yes,
A UFO beaming him up. That sounds complicated, but a good idea.
If I could fit that onto my ATC, I think that would be great. I don't think there's room for a UFO though. Maybe if he's in the background, real little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do enjoy a good alien on a card though.
Well, who doesn't? Oh my. I might do those hands again so they go over this little vellum. This may not be a good idea after all.
Mary, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Since there's some new viewers out there, I know you told them what Craft Roulette is, but I don't know the story either of how did Craft Roulette come to be?
Well, I was trying to do some teaching kind of class things, and I was making lists, and Stephen was helping me with that, and he said, you know, the way you teach classes or decide what go ahead. He tells it better.
We had a different website, and I was like, you need to categorize your lessons so that they're easier to find. And so I helped her make up categories, which turned into project, colors, and element. And she had the wheel in her craft room, and I picked it up, and I was like, you know, you could just spin the wheel and have endless lesson ideas. Just pick random stuff from the wheel. And she's like, you know, that'd be a good game show. And I think we did the first episode that week.
Wow. Wow, that happened fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's been fun.
It started very small. And we didn't know people were going to send in cards, but people started posting the cards on the Facebook page where we did the show on the second episode.
Wow.
And one of the people that did that very thing will be at Paper Ganza, Vicki Logan.
Yep.
That is a cool story. And was this during the beginning of the pandemic?
The very day.
Yeah,
Oh,
the very
boy.
first episode was on the day the world shut down. Or at least our part of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
March,
I remember
Friday the 13th.
I remember that day well.
I do too, actually, but in a good way.
We were leaving for spring break, and I remember looking at my classroom, and I had this like pit in my stomach, and I took a photo of it.
Oh, really?
And that was the last time I saw it that year.
Phew. That's nuts.
But thankful that is in the past.
Yeah. Worked out for us. It was tough for a lot of.
It would have been better if we had started it earlier, but a lot of people got online and started, found YouTube and stuff during that time.
Yep. I definitely spent a lot of time watching lawn fawn intro videos. That was my therapy. I don't know what it was about Kelly Murray's voice, but I was like, you know what? This makes me feel better. And so that's what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting time.
So I have an idea for my goose. There's a little space on the card to write the title of the card. And I was thinking maybe if it said Space Goose, that just kind of covers it.
I like it. I like Space Goose. There's pigs in space.
Goose.
Why not Space Goose?
Simple but effective, I think.
Space Ghost. Space Goose. Space Ghost Goose. Space Goose. That is such a craft roulette card concept. I must commend you. Many a card ends up with people going, I would never, ever have made this if it hadn't been for Mr. Wheel's promptings. And it's not always good, but it's often good. So
I was chatting with some of my card making friends that are in the swap group, and they were asking if I was nervous about my card, and I said, I'm not worried if it turns out good. Like it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to fit the parameters. And I think this card is kind of fits what I was thinking was going to happen.
But it's not bad. I have had some really funny ones. I've had some pretty ones, but usually they're goofy.
And it's a fun challenge.
You kind of get into it after a while. You embrace it. You lean into it. Go, okay, here we go. It's fine.
Loose goose in space.
I love it. You carve your own stamps sometimes. Is this true?
It is true. Yes,
that is so fun. Tell me more.
Yeah. So I can't remember how that all started. Well, okay, so rubber stamping. I am obsessed with stamping and rubber stamps, and I think it was probably 2017 or something, and I had bought a bag of rubber stamps. I brought out my chocolate stamp for the Chatterbox.
Very thoughtful.
I bought a bag of rubber stamps at Goodwill for like $5, and I took them home and I just played with them for so long. And the thing that I love is, not just the satisfaction of getting like a quick print of an image, which is very, very satisfying just as it is, but doing things like ghost prints or just like repeated stamping and being able to create a pattern so quickly. I love that. And so I started visiting thrift stores specifically to grow my rubber stamp collection. And then I just heard one day that you could make your own, and I was completely hooked. And I started with just the back of a rubber eraser. I carved a cactus, and that was it. I made a lot of stamps, yes. And I've carved stamps of my pets. I carved a stamp of my house. I've carved teeny, 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 tiny stamps, stamps that create a pattern when you stamp them. And just, I've created my own characters. I've got
Oh, wow.
unicorns and llamas and a yeti and all sorts of fun little critters that I drew them and then turned them into a stamp. So
Oh,
definitely
how
a fun
fun.
way to be creative. Yeah.
I'm impressed. That's usually we just buy them. That's really great. That's very fun.
Yeah.
There, we're going to have this so he can. My ATC is going to be removable
Yes.
so I don't get busted by the police headed up by Deputy Heidi. And we'll stick that on the card. We'll be in pretty good shape.
I
And
just
that
need to
question-
figure out what to put in the little hole here. So I need to grab another stamp set that's just a couple feet behind me.
You got it. I don't think I need anything more. See, now this is a Starry Night inspiration for colors, but the blue, which is predominant in Van Gogh Starry Night, which is what I'm using, is not predominantly the color in this one. That's what we do with the interpretation stuff. He's kind of sweet. He seems real sweet. He'd be good with a little string or something too, like a tag. Definitely could be a bookmark.
Yeah. And will you keep that card, Mary, or will you send it off?
Yeah, I keep them.
Oh, you're getting told that you need to remember white dots.
Oh, thank you, thank you. He does have white dots in his eyes, but I will make them more predominant. Thank you. See, I need people here. I need them. Keep me from getting in trouble. And that question about carving your own stamps is from Hat Trick Smith, and she does wonder. Hat Trick is a jokester, but she does wonder if carving your own stamps helps you carve a turkey more easily.
So unpopular, I know. I don't eat meat, so
So it doesn't
I
matter.
wouldn't know. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. I have carved
wouldn't know.
a tofu, but
There you go. There you go. So if you were to do your top 3 right now, your top 3 techniques, card making go-to kind of ideas. I know on your channel lately you did a workbook of colors. You were working with colors. How did you're working on your skills, obviously, which is amazing. I think that's great. Tell it. How do you do that kind of like purposefully go, I'm going to work on a particular skill?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think a big part of being a teacher is committing to, continuous growth in all areas. And I don't know if it's ADHD or what, but I just I need to know more. I need to do more. I need to expand. I can't just stay the same. So the coloring is one area that I'm working on right now. And I love all the inspiration that I get online and in different places, mostly in Facebook groups for people who are doing a hobby that they're calling adult coloring. And there's just so many possibilities for how you can combine alcohol markers with colored pencils and acrylic pens and get these really amazing, beautiful designs. So I started getting into that earlier this year and have been doing a lot of practice on my own, but I also feel like it's something fun to share because a lot of my subscribers are card makers, and I feel like if I didn't know about these techniques, they may not either.
Yeah.
So it gives me an opportunity to help introduce them to that world, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's why I'm sharing that publicly. And I'm still a beginner a lot of times on the things that I'm sharing. And I think
Yep,
that
that's
that's
good.
always important to see.
You don't have to be, and you don't have to be a know-it-all. You don't.
Yeah.
No. Some of us just blast right in there and never know what they're doing.
Yeah. But my other top, I think the question was about my top card making, like techniques and things that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be coloring. I do love coloring, whether it's
Yeah.
acrylic or alcohol or colored pencils or whatever medium. I also love to watercolor.
Oh, do you?
Yes. I love all the things,
You
Mary.
just do. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And then ink blending. I love ink blending, especially like I did this sky really quickly, but I love the look of adding ink blending to die cuts. That is definitely one of my very favorite things.
It's a good look, isn't it?
And then even though I love die cutting, stamping just has a bigger place in my heart than die cutting does. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that goose is pretty darn cute.
he is. And I could not have cut him by hand, not with all the
Right.
little detail. I'd had to add that
No.
with a pen.
Yeah, he's cute. He looks a bit like a duck. But look at that fun card. Well, how nice that you had that all ready for you for this card.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Just waiting.
I have made a
for you
lot
to
of other
pick it up.
ATCs, and I do have sets that are just, the 2.5 by 3.5 inches and some borders and things, but this is a lot of fun.
It is. It's very fun. Did you ever do like the ATC swap kind of things where you put them in the baseball card?
Yep.
Yeah, you did that too.
You're not surprised, but yes.
No, I'm not.
Yep.
With the Happy Mail, would you put like gifts in it and in your little pockets?
I never did gifts. The way we did our swaps is we would send 3. So you just send 3 and, maybe there's some stickers or something in there too, but mostly just the ATCs. And I actually got one of my girlfriends to agree to swap ATCs with me. So I'm planning on doing some Disney characters sometime in the next couple weeks and send those off to her.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I used to have a sample of how ATCs work like that, where they would take a baseball card sleeve, plastic sleeve, and fit in 9 or is it 12?
Yep. Yeah,
9.
I think it's 9.
And then you fold them and they fit in a business size envelope and you can mail them off with a little extra postage. But man, you get a lot in there.
Yep. Yep. So fun.
That is looking mighty fine. Now, is your ATC going to be loose as a goose?
Yes, loosey goosey ATC Space Goose. So I think if it's okay with you, I will add a removable sticky dot to it.
Okay. Yeah.
After the show, because honestly, I don't know where they are. So
fair enough.
But he will be removable. I'll definitely need to sign my name on the back. And then I'll just stick him right on there.
A little Velcro, a little magnet. They have those cute little magnets now that work so well. I'm going to augment this guy a little bit.
I did originally think magnet because I love to send little magnets as gifts and attach them with a little sticky dot. What's the name of those little dots? I've forgotten the little adhesive. Oh,
like snot dot. Well, we called them snot dots.
Not dot.
Snot dots. Yeah, because if you got them on your finger, it looked like, yeah. So, is that what you're talking about? Like glue dots?
Glue dots, yeah. Well, they
Glue
come on like a
dots.
roll, and then you have to like
Yeah.
pick them off. Yeah, but they have the removable ones. I have
Oh.
some nearby, but not close enough.
That's okay. That's okay. We don't expect you. Oftentimes, I'll come back and work on a card overnight just to make sure that it's where we want to be. I'm going to cut this little edge off now. There we go. It's a little bigger, but he's little paws are stopping. That's the stopper. He's not easy to get in and out because he's dimensional. But we will live. We will live.
I always make hearts when I glue because I always think about how I make things with love, and that I take it like to that literal step, and just a fun little routine.
Yeah. Yeah, I've tried to just make card fronts and things before, and I end up not doing just card fronts. They just do the whole thing. Kamado snot dots were that's what because if you USB motto, put a glue dot on his finger and see what he says. What does it remind him of? I'm telling you. The Inking Garden Spot says she loves your background. Becky D says, this is so sweet, Hannah. She loves it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It is a silly
choice.
goose of a card.
But that's perfect. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm looking for, I grabbed a small hole punch, and I'm going to grab a piece of acetate and see if we can get it right on his head.
Do you ever do the acetate, or do you, vellum, I'm thinking vellum, where you can run it through a Xyron or something and get all sticky?
Yeah. I was thinking it might be my best bet to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have some adhesive roll that I'm going to try. Maybe I'll try it on something other than my finished goose.
What?
I am
Sense?
brave, Mary,
Being
but I don't know if I'm that brave.
That's smart. That's smart. I wonder if a glue dot, would probably cover almost the whole thing.
Okay, so
What a space goose. This is a first, is it not, Mr. Producer, to have a space goose on the show?
Yeah. At least a first.
At least. But I hope not the last.
I wonder how
Ooh.
many other space geese there will be.
I don't know.
He has been holding his breath for a little while. We are getting the team question. She did
the
kind
team
of
question.
say the team earlier, but
Oh, yes.
The team question, yes.
I am Team Rainbow,
Right.
and for very good reason. I love a lot of colors, and I just can't pick one. That's
I hear
ridiculous.
I know.
That's ridiculous. But I do love orange, and I also do love purple and pink, yellow, teal, peach, coral, for sure.
We
could
are
go
all
on.
over. Yeah.
We could go on.
But if you had to vote for purple or orange, or never get another craft supply in your whole life,
Purple.
there you go. That's what I'm looking for. That's a big decision.
Yep. You put me on the spot, and I did it.
I do. I have no qualms about putting my guests on the spot about such important things. Yeah, you just made a lot of friends, though. I will say that.
With the purple. Sorry,
Yeah.
orange. I do love orange. I'm not anti-orange.
We don't hate you. We don't. We understand. Yeah, Jen K says that purple was fast. You didn't want to not have
locked
that.
and loaded.
Not have that happen. Be able to buy something again. Here come
Well, it
those
doesn't
purple
make it
hearts.
easier to think on it longer. So,
And just pull the Band-Aid off.
yeah.
Very fun.
All right.
So
My little hole
yeah,
punch didn't love that, but it did it.
probably was a little hard. Yeah.
His beak is sticking out.
Oh, no.
But his nostrils are inside his beak. So they're
Oh.
at the top.
Mr. Producer, you're so right. I need a bigger hole punch.
Poor goose. Back to holding your breath.
Maybe the bigger one will have an easier time.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see.
So is this the goose that got the duck goose and he had to run out and he had to be in space while the ducks were still on Earth?
That's a good origin story for him.
Yeah. Do you make your own stories about your cards, or are your cards usually more sensible?
I have made stories about my cards for sure. That is something I've done. Okay, so don't you think this one is too big though? I don't think that it's gonna work.
It'll be hard to get it looking right. I mean, that looks pretty good.
That looks pretty good.
It kind of needs something to attach to the neck.
Yeah.
Kind of like a collar.
Yeah.
Maybe a little silver.
Yeah. All right, I'm pushing it down. I'm going with it.
She went with purple and she went with the acetate. Woo! I mean, it is pretty realistic, though, to think of a duck just floating around in space, or a goose just floating around in space. So I think the little helmet really does need to be super realistic.
Yes.
I didn't want the goose to have his beak sticking out. They're saying I'm being demanding. I'm just looking out for the goose.
Space goose. Breathing now. Patty Shadwick says the helmet looks great. I agree.
Oh, thank you.
Jacinta says maybe a bow.
A bow.
Like you tie a little bow on there. Jan Camp's calling you the goose advocate.
I'm looking for a silver marker. And my thought was I was just going to add a little silver here. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that, though.
That's scary because it could smear.
Maybe
I don't know.
We'll do it here and I'll just trim it.
Just trim it. Perfect. Perfect. Well, while you do the finishing touches on that amazing card, I'm going to make sure I have covered my bases because I have a tendency to forget these things. So, include an ATC. This is an ATC, 2.5 by 3.5. And it's on the back, so, I have used something that was already used. Oh, well. And then it is loose, as was instructed that should be a part of being an ATC. I did put it on a card. You don't have to put it on a card. It can just be an ATC or a 3-dimensional kind of project this week. Starry Night, I went with Van Gogh's Starry Night for my color palette with the bright yellow. And he does have some green and some dark colors in there. And, of course, the signature dark blue. Down, I have a kitty who needs to come down, but he shouldn't just drop down. So he's hanging in there. And then I added white dots to his eyes and then to the leaves. So that is my card, Deputy Heidi. Am I free to submit?
Mary, you did such good work.
Oh, sometimes I just get lucky.
I thought I was done, and then I heard Mr. Producer's voice in my ear that the collar was going to let in too much air, so I had to trim it down so that it fits his neck instead of just, the whole thing out there.
Yes, and his tail is hanging down, Susan Schulman. You're right. And he's hanging down off of a limb, too. I got lots of things I could. That's amazingly wonderful. How fun. And I still don't remember who sent this to me, but thank you so much. That's such a cute kitty.
We've had a lot of stuff show up at the house.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So many things.
I did find the removable glue dot. So
perfect. Look
the card
at you.
it'll be done.
That is a great idea. It'll be fun to see what people come up with. It's just a itty bitty little thing that you need to make this week. And all the things you can do with Dan, it'll be fun. This will be a really nice little gallery to be a part of. I hope you do. Hi, Amy Ulan.
Oh, my. There we go.
You did it.
I'm done.
You did a great job. Let's make sure. I think you got everything, but let's walk through and make sure how you did apply all those parameters.
All right. So starting with the ATC, we've got our artist trading card right here. It's Space Goose. He's collectible, also one of a kind.
Yes.
Space Goose will be your up when you... Thank you. He'll be your up when you're feeling down.
That's amazing.
So we've got our element there, and I skipped the Starry Night, but we've got the Starry Night color palette along with an actual starry sky and white dots. Those are my stars. I think I hit them all.
I think you did too. Are you glad you practiced? Or you couldn't really get ready?
Practiced?
Well, I saw you practice. I saw some cards.
Oh, the helmet. Yes.
Yeah, but this is not something that you could have anticipated, correct?
This is definitely not what I thought I was going to make tonight. No.
It's a little bit different than the bookmark and rainbow and birds, but you got a bird in there, and then you did get your last choice. So
I did.
Yeah, but you handled it quite well, very well indeed. Gonna let you relax a second and change your camera here in just a moment, and we're gonna tell other people how to play, give away some stuff, and a few other little things, and then come back and say goodnight to you, okay?
All right.
Woohoo! Connie Teeter, my white dots are in his eyes and on the leaves. I didn't cheat. I promise. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I would love to have... You're not done yet. We're not done yet. You need to join us in the gallery, please. All you have to do, include those 4 parameters, make sure it's family-friendly, handcrafted, and get it in by Sunday night, midnight, Central Daylight Time. If you want to have more time, you can and support the show, just become a member for as low as $5 a month. Then you have till Thursday night. You guys love that at midnight. We would love to have your support as well. I need to get some people on that schedule, but we've got Charlotte Millot next week. She is our highfalutin paper insider connection, and she makes beautiful cards. You're going to enjoy meeting her. Then Amanda Stevens and I will be at Paper Ganza. Don't miss that. We will be a half an hour later than usual, but we will be live. Doing our thing in front of our friends, with our friends. It's going to be so much fun. Then Lauren Taylor will be joining us and probably giving us a little bit of her take on what Paper Ganza was like. And then our buddy Crafty Al, who will also be at Paper Ganza, and we'll be able to catch up with her. Crafty Al, the woman of all the faces during the parameter spins. She's wonderful. You know her, you love her. We're having her back. Join us each week. New guest all the time. Lots of nice friends, too. There are those members we're always talking about. We thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot to us. It keeps Mr. Producer coming back, and that's the biggie. That's the biggie, because if he's not here, I'm not here either. And then that means you wouldn't be here. And what would you do on Friday night? Gonna watch an old Matlock? Well, it wouldn't be too bad, I guess. But still, Matlock doesn't do cards. Matlock doesn't talk about his kitties. Join us every week and support us if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. If you would give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification, leave a comment, man, that would just be golden to us as well. We are going to have a short call after this show with our silver and up. So if you are one of those folks, we would love to see you shortly after this shuts down. I'm going to get something to drink. But thank you all so very, very much. We appreciate you from the very bottom of our hearts.
Just saw another goose-themed card come through.
Oh, is that right? Viva la goose! Who knew? Who knew a goose theme would be happening? You're inspirational, Hannah. It's time to give away some stuff. This is the time of night. If you sent in one of those cards last week, you would be eligible for some giveaways. We always start with a CROG, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, a handmade card with an itty-bitty goose or an itty-bitty gift, whichever comes first. Let's see who's going to win the CROG. Our CROGs. What a funny thing. Should be. What a funny group of coconuts we have here. Oh, are you getting close? Sandy Barra. Sandy, congratulations. After the spinning's done, just a second. After the spinning's done, on craftroulette.live, a claim prize form will open up, and just go over there and claim it. I'll probably do it Monday, but maybe this weekend, you never know. For a Craft Roulette goodie bag, if it needs to stay in the United States. If it's not in the United States, I will send you a CROG. And we will just call it good. Pamela M. Is that Texas Pamela, you think? Maybe. I'm not sure if that's Texas Connection Pamela or not. But congratulations for a paper box, a box of paper, highfalutin paper from your Paper Insider. Who is going to win this? Please use the same email that you used when you sent in the cards. By the way, it's really easy to submit a card. So, Tamara, she's in the United States. Tamara, congratulations. She's been with us for a long time, a great support of Craft Roulette. So I'm so happy for you. And for a Riley & Company $25 gift certificate, who's going to get that? Tanya, what a silly, fun lady. We're going to spend the whole weekend with her. It's going to be remarkable. Oh, by the way, we had a helpers meeting the other day. I don't know what those girls are going to be up to. Thomas, okay, so is this like a double header for the Mallow family? But that's fun. No tricks about this. We don't do any kind of sticking our fingers in the pie here. It's just honest to goodness pre-programmed random choosing there. But I think it might be Pam and Tom who are coming to Paper Kansas. What was I saying? Who knows? But if you want to be on the giveaway part, you send in a card. That's as easy as it is. So join us and make it nice. Do your very, very best. Your best, not my best, not Hannah's best. Your best. And if it includes a goose, all the better. But not necessarily. Let's bring Miss Hannah back on to say goodnight. And congratulations to all. Well, it's easy, right? It's fun. There's no reason for it to be too nervous.
So much fun, Mary.
And now, will you make a whole series of geese in space?
Oh yeah, we've started the collection, and right now it's a collection of one, but soon
everything starts with the first step.
Yes.
You could have them on the moon and Mars and on spacecraft. There's a lot you can do with a goose.
We could also do space cow, space goat. We could go that direction and put all the farm animals in space. So I'm a little tempted to go that direction.
I'm a little ahead of that because I got a big collection from Trinity a couple months ago with all sorts of space stuff.
Is it one small honk for goose? One giant honk for goose kind?
Indubitably. Well, how often do you go on your channel And would you be glad if some craft letters showed up?
Oh, I would love that. I would love to chat with you in my lives. I would love to have you post cards that were inspired maybe by things that I made. And yeah, just I love interacting with the community. When people ask me like, why do you have a YouTube channel?
Mhm.
It's because I want to be part of something bigger. Otherwise, I would just craft by myself in my room. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Good,
come and
good
join
work.
me. Mostly paper crafts.
Mostly paper crafts. There's links in there's links on craftroulette.live. There's also a link in the title and in the description. Well, young lady, this is where we reward ourselves with a kiss on the brain. Mm-mm. It's a teacher thing, and we appreciate you being here tonight. You did a great job at knockout card. What a fun thing. I love
Thank
that
you.
so much. That you
Thank
were
you.
able to just not be so nervous that you froze and did something really standard. That was exceptional. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes, thank you for spending the evening with us. If you are watching the replay, please hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. Mr. Producer, thank you so much, sir. One more week before Paper Ganza. We will see you Wednesday on In Review. Anna, thank you so very much.
Thank you. Have fun
Night-night.
at Paper Ganza.
Night, night, everybody.